Hello, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday to you all. It's me, Tahili, and I am just saying hi. Today's thought for Tuesday is about knowing who you are, what you believe in, and what you stand for. And this is something I've been very interested in this week, for the last 2 weeks actually, because I think it's very relevant to the times that we are in now. But before we talk about the times that we are in on, actually I don't want to talk about the times that we are in. I want to talk about how it relates to you as a person. Um, on last Friday in one of my group classes, I do online coaching, group coaching, and I have a nice Skype group going there with a few women, and we we usually at the start of the group, I always start my group sessions, just finding out how everyone feels, because that's important, just to get a feel for the energy of the group before we start something. It's sometimes people come in a very low place, and they come to their community, their group, to feed off the group. So it's really important to know where people are, and I usually start off like that, and then we do our session, we have a great time, I know who I need to push a little bit more, etc. And then at the end of the session, we round it off with, how are you feeling, how did it work out, whatever. And it was so amazing that at the end of that particular session on Friday, there was one particular client. She has seen significant improvements in her physical being in the last 2 months. But in addition to that, she's also, more importantly, seen a lot of mental improvements. This is someone who was generally of the mindset to think that she couldn't do things, and now she's thinking that she can, and she's the first person to show up in the online group session. And just very generally, it's just like it's a beautiful thing to see her mental turnaround. But the thing about it is that at the end of the session, we talked about something that was really relevant. She had seen someone that she hadn't seen for a while, and they said something that was very unkind. I don't want to say unforgiving, but very unkind about her appearance, and she's working towards improving herself. And what I loved was that she started to feel it. Was, the natural thing is when someone tells you something you don't want to hear or you don't like because it's against what you're doing, she started to feel a little like she was losing her groove. And then she turned that around, and she was like, but I'm doing things to change my life. What I loved about that was where she was at mentally. And this ties into who you are, what you stand for, what you believe in. Over time, during the course of our lifetime, we are we are taught to rely on approval. As a child, it's what we learn, right? So when you're a child, you do something you like, your parents show you their approval by either treats or a smile, or, oh, good girl, good boy, right? And when you do something they don't like, you know that they're not approving of it as well. So we grow up in an environment where we are heavily reliant on other people's approval, and if we don't receive it, even if it's someone who isn't really significant in our lives, we still feel like, I could do better. Yeah, we could do better, but you have to make that choice whether you want to do better or not. So who you are is really important, in that you have to know your beliefs, you have to know what's important to you in your life, what you represent, what you stand for. So that if I don't want to say random person, but if someone who isn't really a significant player in your life comes along and they show a sign or an indicator of disapproval to you, it doesn't hurt as much. You see, what you do in that instance is you become transparent to their energies. And when you become transparent to the energies around you, it's like you're invisible. You're like the invisible man, right? You're walking through a room of energies, and whatever is going on around you don't affect you. When you know what you stand for, that's also important. So I just wanted to share that, because I know that we all have had instances, probably you're going through that right now, where you feel the need for approval, and you feel the need to be a part of something, and you know you're on a movement, and then you just want to know, like, oh, somebody's rooting for me, and or even if it doesn't matter that person's opinion, and then you don't get the approval you're looking for, and then you don't feel great. So that's where I'm at. So let's break it down in terms of who you are. Who you are is a lot of I mean, let's start with who am I. It took me a long time to figure out who am I, and it's still something that's evolving. But in order to figure out who I am, what I have to do on a regular basis, I don't know if I'll say daily basis. I do try to aspire for more. Let me just drop the try. I do aspire to more, but it takes contemplation. It takes getting still, and it takes time to get to know what I like, and also embracing, sometimes people say, there's a good and a bad side of them. Embracing what is considered the good and the bad, and knowing that when I marry these two aspects of my being, I become the whole Tahili. I am neither good nor bad. I'm just Tahili. There are times that I need to be sweet and loving and kind and positive, which I am predominantly. And then there's that time where that ruthless side of me needs to show her face because the situation requires it. And it's important to recognize that I'm neither good nor bad. I'm just Tahili. So knowing who you are is important, and respecting that you're not just one dimensional. We are multidimensional beings, and we're special. Each of us are special in that regard. Knowing what you stand for is also very important. That means that you won't be wavered at the slightest thing. If there's a movement to go left, it won't affect you. Whether there's a movement to go right, it won't affect you, because you know that you are going neither left nor right. You're going straight. This is your focus, and you don't allow yourself to be distracted by what's going on around you. And in the world as it is right now, there's so many distractions. So knowing what you stand for is very important, because it keeps you focused on where you have to go, and to focus on achieving your dream or your life's purpose. Knowing what you believe in is also very important, and it ties into everything, because what is your core belief? Do you believe that the world is going to end soon? Do you believe that there's a reason for hope, there's a brighter future? These things matter. What you believe in, what you stand for is very important. So that's my thought for Tuesday, guys. I'm going to leave you on that note. Knowing who you are. Know who you are. Know what you stand for. Know what you believe in. And when that comes into play, you stand strong no matter what. You will waver in the winds from time to time, but you won't become uprooted and dissipated in nothingness of opinions, in the sea of opinions and everything else, because you know who you are and what you stand for and what you believe in. And I am learning to do that. I am learning to know who I am, and to celebrate who I am, and to love it, and to appreciate that I am different. I am not special. Everybody's different. And that's what makes us unique. We are unique beings. We're all different, and that's what makes us something to be celebrated, each and every single one of us. So that's my thought for Tuesday. I thank you so much for listening to this today. Have a blessed week. Om Shanti. Namaste. If you want to learn more about me, please find me on my website, tahilisili.com. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and of course, you can always send me a message if you'd like to learn more about what I have to offer. Okay, guys? Love to you all.